Hey everybody, welcome to my news girls. Got my views on files. Welcome to tuning in. If you guys want to see a story time about my roommate, please stay tuned. Hey everybody, so we're here for another story time. I don't do a lot of story times because I be trying to figure out what story times to do because I don't have that many crazy stories, but then I thought about it and I was like, this is not too crazy, but yeah, just gonna get some tea. Okay, so I'm just dropping some major tea on y'all. So I'm just letting y'all a little bit into my personal space, if you will. I know as time goes on, I tell you guys some personal things, but I don't tell you guys too personal things, too much personal things, but just some things that can be some life experience, because college is a life experience. And especially if you lived on campus and stuff like that, and even if you didn't, you get all the diversity and everything while you go to college, whatever extracurricular activities that you're in. You meet a lot of different people. Some people coming from around the world, so you get a lot of experience when you go to college. So I went to Keystone College in La Plum, Pennsylvania, and you guys know that if you watch my vlogs, if this is your first time here, then that's where I went. That was the first college I went to before I transferred to the college that I graduated from and got my BA in psychology. But this college, I was only there for 2 semesters for a year, and that was it. I went there in 2001. Right after I graduated high school. So basically, I did have a roommate, okay, and the room wasn't that big or whatever, and we shared a community bathroom with other women in the dorm. So a community bathroom and a shower. So the bathroom, we would have to go outside. So we didn't even have a bathroom in the in the room itself. Okay, so we had to go out the room to use the bathroom, which I thought was like that. We can't even at least have something to go to the bathroom. But anyway, I digress. So I went there, and so basically, just to give y'all, what's going on, give y'all like a scene or whatever the case is. We didn't have a stove in the room either. The stove was like upstairs or whatever in like the community area. So my roommate, I believe she was from Jersey City. I'm not going to give her name out. I'm sure she's not watching this because I wasn't doing YouTube then, so whatever, but I'm still not going to give her name out. But she was cool. I didn't have any type of wrong, anything, nothing was like, bad with her. She was nice. She was cool. She told me some of her background. I told her some of my background and stuff like that. So we got along pretty good or whatever the case is. She did tell me she had a boyfriend. But things of that sort. So whatever, and I told her some things. I didn't tell her, too detailed of what was going on, but I just basically, told her a little bit about my background, whatever the case is, because you guys know I'm like private. If you guys know me for real, I'm private. So, you guys, I went to the library, okay? And, I went to the library and I did some studying, or I probably had a report due or something like that. And I was leaving the library. It's probably like around 9:30 or something like that. So I should have left a little bit earlier than that because they had bats flying around at school, but that's a whole other story. But anyway, so when I got to the room, her boyfriend was in there. Now, mind you, she did not tell me that he was coming. And plus, it was late. So I'm thinking, like, is this dude trying to spend a night? And I was tired and I had to change my clothes, but he had to step out. So she was asking me, oh, he's just here for a little bit. I don't know if she said he was spending the night. I forgot what she said. It's a blur. It was a long time ago and you guys know I have a bad memory. But, I guess she told him to leave out until I got dressed and comfortable, whatever like that. So he came back in. And so I was just like, and I was kind of uncomfortable with it because I was not used to that. And plus that was my first year being on campus, a stranger roommate. And I already had to deal with a stranger roommate, but to deal with your boyfriend too, like, I'm not used to that. Like, bruh, like, come on now. Like, so, I didn't do that to her. Like, if I was like, talking to somebody or something like that, like, I will go over to their, room and like chill with them or whatever the case is, and then come back to my room or whatever. But at any rate, I digress. So, she was like, You know, she was cool with it. Like, she wasn't yelling or screaming, nothing like that. So, I just happened to call my mom. You know, I was on the phone and stuff like that. I called my parents, like, every day or whatever like that. So, my mom picked up the phone, and I was telling my mom, you know, what I did the day, because she wanted to know how my day was and stuff like that. So, we had general conversation and stuff like that. So, she asked me what I was doing now, and I told her, and I think around this time it was like 10 o'clock or whatever the case is, and I told her that my roommate had her boyfriend there, and I think he was spending the night, because at this time it was like 10, 11 o'clock. And also, mind you, if you are having an overnight guest, I believe you had to get it approved and do a process or whatever like that, like write the guest name down because of liability, because of liability, that I can't talk, because of liability issues and stuff like that, you know, just in case there's a fire and stuff like that, they want to make sure, you know, everybody's accounted for. So I understood that, and I think we had a curfew too. So I don't think she did that. She basically kind of stuck him in. I think so. I don't want to put that on her, but that's what I'm thinking, because he had to go through a whole process to have a guest in. You know, because if a guest comes in, you have to sign them in and stuff like that. That's how I had to do it in my other college. So you had to sign people in. So then I was like, so when I told my mom that, whatever the case is, you know, she told me she was going to call me back or whatever. So next thing you know, my brother called me and was like, you know, hey, yo, what's up? What's going on? Whatever like that. And I was telling him, you know, I was supposed to, you know, I said, you supposed to mommy? Like, and so he was like, yeah. He was like, so yeah, what's going on? I was like, uh-oh. And in my head, I'm thinking like, this is not going to turn out good. I'm like, do I even want to tell him what's going on? I know my mom already told him, so he basically probably wanted to hear from me too. So I told him. So he was like, oh yeah, your school is a Keystone College in Plum, Pennsylvania, right? And I'm like, yeah. So he was like, yeah. And he was like, all right. So I don't know if he said he was going to be up there or whatever the case is. So I'm thinking they not coming, because it's like, well, he not coming. Okay, because my other brother, I don't think, called me. All right. So I was like, okay. So then, next thing you know, I think it's like 10 or 11 o'clock, whatever the case is. It takes probably about an hour and some change to get to that part of Pennsylvania. Both of my brothers got there in probably like 30 minutes. I'm like, what was y'all doing, flying out here? But at any rate, so they came downstairs and he was like, Charmaine, your brothers are here. I'm like, my brothers? I'm like, what are they doing? So I'm like, first of all, I'm already embarrassed, because I'm like, oh my goodness. So the brother that I thought that was going to have a calm head, that one exploded. Okay, so the brother that I knew thought I was gonna explode, he knocked on the door and was like, okay, you know, young man, I speak to you, stuff like that. And my other brother was like, no, yo, my sister trying to sleep, stuff like that, and you ain't hear my man, whatever like that. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, and so the girls in the dorm was like, oh, Charmaine brother, oh, what's going on? And I was just like, and he's like, yeah, no, you're my man. No, get up, get your clothes up. No, you ain't spending the night. No, I was like, yo. He's like, no, get up out of here. My sister, you know, we ain't gonna have this or whatever the case is, blah, blah, blah. And so whatever. So he's like, oh, we gonna get physical. So like, it's a whole blur. Like, it's crazy what happened. I was just sitting there like, I was like, this a dream, or I'm just saying. So then next thing you know, he left or whatever like that. He was upset or whatever. My roommate was kind of upset too, but I think she left too, or she went somewhere, whatever the case is. And then she came back and she basically said sorry to me. And she was like, you know, she should have probably asked me, you know, she should have asked me and asked was it okay, or let me know that he was going to stay late or whatever the case is. And she didn't, you know, she told me she had a boyfriend or whatever the case is, but I don't know if she gave me a heads up, but it was a shock when I came in there. I'm like, I'm ready to like lay my head down, take off my clothes, stuff like that, and then there's a guy in there, and I'm just like, bruh, you know, and I never did that to her. You see what I'm saying? I had that decency and respect, and plus I wasn't, and I think it was the first semester, like, anybody, I'm trying to get good grades out here. I'm not trying to be all on dudes or whatever the case is. I'm trying to, like, you know, concentrate on class or whatever the case is. So, you know, I never did that to her or whatever. So yeah. So, but like I said, if I was to, you know, whatever, you know, I met somebody or whatever, I, you know, went to their dorm room, whatever the case is. I wasn't, they're gonna bring them there and, you know, disrespect her, you know, whatever the case is, and I would have the decency to ask her, or, you know, say, is it okay? And so thereafter, she would ask, like, is it okay if such and such, my boyfriend, come over? He's not gonna stay over, he's gonna come at such time, you know. And I was cool with that, you know, as long as you come at me and let me know up front and tell me, or whatever the case is, then I can make some arrangements to go somewhere else for a couple of hours and then come back, or whatever the case is, because I would have done that to her, you know what I mean? So but the whole fiasco, it was just like, my brother was like, nah, son, and it was like, yeah, get out of here, get your stuff, whatever, like that. So it was no physical, whatever the case is, because I think the Keystone police had came and stuff like that. And so it was just crazy. And then my brother was like, so you good, you know, you good? I'm like, I'm fine, I'm good. And so I'm like, I can't believe they came, like, it was like 10, probably like 10, 11 o'clock at night. They was there like lightning. I was just like, bruh, like, how y'all get here so fast? Like, you done went through the Delaware Gap, all those winding mountains, and y'all got here like in 0.2 seconds. Like, it takes us forever to get here. Like, I'm glad it wasn't bad weather or whatever, like, while they was coming up there, because it would always snow and stuff like that. So the roads was clear and stuff, so they was able to like do that or whatever. So I'm like, bro, what was y'all flying out here? Like, so, but my brothers, they wasn't having it. They was like, nah, you got to go, whatever the case is. But the girl, she was pretty cool, you know, with it, because she saw her wrongdoing or whatever. So she wasn't like, you know, she wasn't like, oh, you know, all rowdy or nothing like that, because she seemed like the type to probably get like that. But I was very respectful to her. So there was, you know, what else can you do? You know, especially like if somebody respects you, you know, you would expect that in return. You know, that's common sense or whatever the case is. So, you know, I wasn't getting all rowdy with her. I just basically, you know, whatever. So, but like, you know, the moral of the story is, like, you know, you live in with a roommate and stuff like that. If you're close quarters or whatever, like, give that other person respect. At least ask them, you know, prior to, you know, the person coming, not like a surprise, like, oh, such and such is here, especially at night when you're tired and stuff like that. And don't automatically assume I'm going to stay the night somewhere else, or I'm going to be out all night or whatever, and probably you'll have enough time for him to leave or whatever the case is, because we're such a close quarters, because the bed was right here and the bed was right here. Like, we was close like this. So it was just like, bruh, like, come on now. But I think she put her bed higher. I think it was something like that, because she liked the height, you know, the height of the bed, so she turned it over. Like, she was just like kind of weird with that or whatever. But at any rate, I digress. But there, after that, like, she wasn't really staying in the room and stuff like that. She, you know, but she was very respectful after that. Like, I wasn't like, you know, scared of her or anything like that, but she was cool or whatever. But I think she was still upset the fact that my brothers came or whatever. And you know, so but we did have a talk after, and she said, you know, she should have asked. She said sorry. She apologized to my knowledge, and you know, and basically she said it won't happen again. I'll ask, or whatever the case is. So and I believe he said sorry as well, her boyfriend. I'm not too sure, but so yeah, so I don't know, my brother said sorry, because the way they was acting, I forgot, but hopefully they did. So that was the whole thing. They came up there, and, you know, because when you have brothers, of course they're going to protect you, and I'm the baby of the family. So yeah, I'm 13 years apart from my brothers. So I'm just like, bruh, it's just crazy how they came up there in like 30 minutes, or it seemed like 30 minutes, because I got off the phone with my brother, one of my brothers, and I didn't know both of them was coming. I'm like, come on, like, bruh, like, but yeah, so we laughed about it after, like, you know, when we talked about it after, whatever the case is. And so my brothers, me and my brothers. But the girl, my roommate, she I think she felt kind of like about it. So I know it probably sounds bad, you know, the way my brothers came up. But I mean, what would your brothers do? Or anybody that, you know, protects you like that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they would have came up there too, probably, you know what I mean? Especially, that's my first time living on campus, you know. I don't know anybody from a can of paint. That's my first semester, and I'm on the phone, you know, talking like I just came in from, you know, the library. It's late and stuff like that, and we got some dude in here. Like, bruh, and it's close quarters. It's not like we, you know, have enough space, and I gotta look at your face when I go to bed. Like, bruh, like, you don't even have the decency, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what y'all gonna be doing while I'm in there. Like, bruh, and I ain't had nowhere else to go. Like, that's my room, you see what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna like this. So already in my head, I wanted to leave that school. I was like, I'm like, so. But it all worked out. When I went on vacation from school, you know, break or whatever, I think it was like winter break, and you know, I prayed and stuff and asking God to like send me somebody else as another roommate, because I thought she was gonna come back or whatever the case is. But I think she told me, I think at the, I don't know, she didn't have my number. It was something where she told me that I think I saw her on campus, and I think she said she wasn't coming back to the room, like she left, and I think she went to another dorm or she left the school, but I think she went to another dorm, a new dorm that they had built, I think, but I just know that she wasn't in my room anymore, and she wanted to leave or whatever the case is, so I think it was because my brothers came. I mean, I'm sorry, like, I don't mean to, like, push nobody out their room, but, I mean, you know, somebody would did it to me, I would have left too. You know, I would have left to another dorm or whatever the case is. But, you know, whatever. But she wasn't, you know, all like, oh, B, I'm leaving here. No, she was just, you know, she just said she wasn't going to be there, you know, for the semester, the next semester. And that was it. So I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. You know, good luck in your endeavors and stuff like that. So I think she went to another dorm. I'm not sure. I don't think she left the school. I hope she didn't leave the school because of that, but I think she went to another dorm. So yeah, so I was like, cool, you know, and I was nice about it and stuff like that. I wasn't, you know, rowdy. You guys know I'm not like really about that life unless you about that life and you trying to come at me, you know, but still I like to keep it classy and cordial or whatever, and that's basically what I did. So, you know, the respect we had or for each other, you know, it didn't turn into no ugly fight or anything like that, because it could have, but the way I am brought up, you know, it was at a cool, you know, basically like a good cordial conversation. So anyway, I didn't have a roommate for the whole next semester. I was by myself. They didn't put another roommate in there. I guess they couldn't find anybody, or they just probably was like, we don't want that problem again, so let's just let her cool off, and then maybe the next semester she'll have somebody or whatever the case is. So yeah, so that's what happened. But the girls in the dorm was asking questions like, so what happened? Oh my gosh, like what happened? I was like, yeah, that girl, whatever the case is. So they was like, oh, so you don't have a roommate? I was like, no, ain't gonna roommate, you know. So I like that. That was so cool. I like that, you know, that I didn't have a roommate. So that was nice to have a room to myself for that semester. But unfortunately, I did leave that school, not because of that incident, but because I was homesick. You know, it was just too much going on. What was it like when they had a blackout one time because it snowed so much or whatever the case is. So I was like, I don't got time for this. And they had bats flying around that school. I mean, not just because of that. The academics was good. The professors were awesome, you know. And I did meet some nice people there or whatever the case is. But the way I left, I didn't really tell anybody I was leaving. You know, it was just like I left kind of like abruptly, kind of. But I was able to get back in touch with them via Facebook, like a few of them. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I got another story time about like I don't know if y'all want me to come back with some more college story times, but at the same school, the girls thought I was stuck up, and that's why they didn't talk to me. I was like, bruh. I was like, what? I'm like, see, people just be judging you. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm easily to be approached. Like, you can approach me easily. Like, but I guess they figured that I thought I was all that. It's not that. I was just quiet, and I was just basically new to the school. And, you know, I mean, if you talk to me, I'm gonna say hi. You know, I'm not rude. You know, if you say hi, I'm gonna say hi back. You know, I mean, I was taught manners, you know, but usually I don't usually probably say the first hi or whatever the case is. Like 9 times 10 I don't. But if you say hi to me, yeah, I'm gonna say hi. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna ignore you unless, you know, you somebody that I don't want to talk to. You know, I'm good at that. But if I just met you and you say hi to me, I'm gonna say hi back. Like, it doesn't hurt to say that, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, so if y'all guys want more college time stories, I could tell y'all some some college time stories. I don't know, my college friends probably gonna be like, oh no. Like, don't do it, because but no, I ain't say nobody names though, you know. So But if y'all want some more college time story times, I will come back. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I got some other story times from Keystone. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, they're not going to be that long. They're not going to be as crazy because I am like I'm quiet and I know how to conduct myself. I'm not saying how some people don't know how to conduct themselves, but like I conduct myself in a manner, the way how I was brought up. You know what I mean? So the stories won't be that crazy. So like this story wasn't as bad, but it was an experience and it was kind of funny. It's funny to me now, but when it was happening, I was just like, bruh, what's going on? Like it was like a big blur. That's why I can't really remember all the details, because it was a blur. It happened so fast and I'm just like, oh my goodness. And I'm thinking like, is this really happening? And it really is happening, and what really was happening. So yeah, so that's just basically about that. So yeah, now I'm gonna talk to my brother about it. Like, wait, what happened when y'all came to Keystone? Like, you know, one of my brothers, because you guys know my other brother died, so you guys know that. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, so that's basically about that, y'all. I'm done. That was my story time from college, from Keystone College, the first college that I went to for a year. And yeah, so if you guys want more story times from college or anywhere else, please let me know. Once again, it's not as crazy as the story times that y'all be seeing on YouTube or whatever the case is. I'm just gonna give y'all what happened, what it was, or whatever the case is. I'm not going to throw a whole bunch of dramatics, because none of that happened. I'm just going to tell y'all straightforward what happened, and that's just basically it. So if it sounds boring, then you can click the X. Okay. All right, so that's basically about that. So I'm done. I will talk to you guys later, and if you have any questions, couple searches, and that is peace, bye.